Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be talking about the Pistons' latest update, just kind of what's been going on since I've been off for a little bit. Trajan Langdon has been the new president of basketball operations for the Pistons, so we'll have a new GM coming shortly as Troy Weaver was fired. Um, Quick background on Trajan. He is 6'4", 211. He went to Duke in the 99. Was drafted in 1999, first round, 11th overall. Excuse me. He played in the league for about 12 years. Then he went over to Europe. Played for a team in Italy. Played for the Long Beach Jam, which is now technically the Motor City Cruise, as crazy as it is. Then he played for a team in Turkey, and then he played for Dynamo Moscow, and then CSK Moscova in Russia, where he won 6 Russian League championships in a row before retiring. And he was a McDonald's All-American, did a lot of stuff as a player. But in the league, he started off as a scout for the Spurs from 2012 to 2015. And then on the 2016, he was the assistant GM of the Brooklyn Nets, kind of when they started turning things around, the D'Lo era of the Nets. And then on May 19th, 2019, he was named the general manager of the Pelicans. So now we can see what he was doing with his drafts here. So he started off with Zion Williamson, which is obviously a great pick. Took Jackson Hayes. Not the greatest of pick, but I mean, he's still in the league. He's a backup for the Lakers, but he was still a big piece. And then Nickeil Alexander-Walker, obviously, is a rotational piece still in the league, not with the Pelicans over in Minnesota, though. But I mean, he was a big piece of their championship run. He then took Kira Lewis, not the best guy, but kind of another hyper athletic guard. And then 2 years ago, he took Herb Jones and Trey Murphy, 2 excellent wings. Getting 2 guys like this on the Pistons would be incredible. Karko Miltovic, whatever, it's a late second round pick. EJ Liddell was a good player at Ohio State, tore his ACL right before the draft. So I think he's in the G League right now. Not totally sure. Dyson Daniels, again, another hyper athletic wing out of the G League. Not done a ton, but he still gets some pretty good minutes. He's a bench guy right now and will eventually get in. Kind of an Asar Thompson mold, where he's like a freak athlete that can't shoot the best. And then Jordan Hawkins, obviously sniper out of UConn. Kind of struggled getting into the team now, but I mean, it was kind of made sense. It would be a guy you would take. So now when you look here at the Pistons, a guy that would kind of fit the mold of the players that he's been taking would be like a Steven Castle. Would you move on from a Jaden Ivey type thing? Who kind of knows? Rob Dillingham, I think, would be another guy that you look at, a hyper athletic, combo type guard. I think that'd make a lot of sense. But of course, Mateus Buzelis is represented by the Tellem family. So obviously that's going to be the pick, which stinks, but it is what it is. Now, let's go back to stop sharing this. Now, when we're talking about the Pistons and everything going on, it's going to be who's the GM. I don't really have any insight with you on that. But overall, Troy Weaver's gone. What does that mean? Probably clearing house of most of the roster. There's this new movement around Detroit media right now where it's, hey, let's trade Cade. That couldn't be more of a dumb thing if I've ever heard it in my life. You've been begging for a player like Cade, and you'll be the same people that'll complain and be like, oh, we passed on him for that guy, this for that guy. We passed on Killian Hayes for Tyrese Halliburton. We passed on Donovan Mitchell for Luke Kennard, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on, right? Guys, you can't be doing that stuff and then give up on a guy like Cade too early. And not even too early. Like, it'd be one thing to give up on Ivy because it kind of makes sense, right? You can move on. Monty's not a big fan of it. Will Monty be the coach? Who even knows? But, you could very clearly tell the front office and coaching staff didn't really like Jaden Ivey. Now with a new staff, is he going to like him? Jaden Ivey is the exact guy that he's drafted in many different locations, right? When you look at the other spots that we just looked at on the list, there's a lot of guys like Kira Lewis is a Jaden Ivey type guy. Like these, even not necessarily Dyson Daniels, but hyper athletic slashing guys, right? That makes sense. It's kind of the type of guy he wants. He's also a big 3-point shooting wing guy. That was the player he was in college and in the pros. So would he hopefully bring in some snipers? I would sure hope so. And I would like it too, because when you look at the guys around Cade, he's had like no shooting and no help for so long that you just can't even remember how long it's been since the Pistons have had a competent players around Cade. And even like Bogdanovich, right? He comes in around Cade, not even like that, incredible of a player, and he looks all world, and Cade just takes off next to him, right? So just the simplest things is all you need to add to this team. But adding to the team, how are you going to do it? Are you going to bring in somebody with you? Does this mean, I know Nick Heinkel talked about it the other day, would it be a, Brad Holmes bringing in Jared Goff thing with the Pistons bringing in Langdon, and would they bring in Ingram with him? I would love Brandon Ingram with the Pistons. I think it'd be great. You bring in him, get some shooters around him. I mean, Tobias Harris is a tell him guy, so you're going to bring him in. Would it be the worst thing in the world? No. Would it be a guy I want? No. Would it be an upgrade? Absolutely. He'd probably be one of the best shooters in the team immediately, which is saying a lot. And the funny thing is that he's bad, bad. And you compare it to what's going on with Philly and those guys, might, how far behind Detroit is, but I digress. But yeah, overall, Troy's gone. Overall, I guess you got to say it's a failure, right? I mean, he kind of inherited Cade. You weren't not going to not take Cade. And then other than that, Ivy is kind of okay. Sadiq Bey, beef stew, darn, it's good. And that's the thing is, I almost wanted them to fire Troy the day after the draft because he's like a draft wizard and really good. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens, with Brandon Ingram. I think he's a free agent. No, he's not. They're going to trade him. What would that cost you? I don't know, beef stew and pick 5, something like that. I would totally do that. But overall, yeah, just a lot of excitement, changing around the new front office. Will anything change? Probably not, as long as the Tellums are involved. But which I blame Tellum so much more than Tom Gores. Tom Gores, I don't want people to click off the video because I kind of like Tom Gores, not like Tom Gores, but I don't hate him as much as everyone else does. He opened up the checkbook and brought in Monty Williams out of his own pocket. Yes, he's a billionaire and doesn't matter, but not many coaches do that. Not many owners do that. Will, if he even cuts the buyout check for Monty, he'd spend like 100-something million in and out for Monty Williams. Like, that's something. Okay. He went out and helped get Blake Griffin. That's something. All right. A lot of owners do nothing. So at least he's doing something. Is it good? No, but at least he's doing something. But yeah, as long as the Tellums are involved, the nepotism is crazy. There's that kid from Bowling Green that's staying in the draft that is probably going to be an Exhibit 10 on the Pistons Summer League team. Look, man, it's just crazy. You think nepotism is bad with LeBron and his kid right now? Oh my goodness. And I guess we could finally, just kind of link that in there. I was going to do a few different Pistons videos. Might as well link it in here and get one big Piston video out. Should the Pistons seriously think about taking LeBron James Jr. or Bronny, excuse me? I think so. Obviously not in the first round. Pick 5. People are saying pick 5. Come on, let's get serious. Could you take him and trade back, or even look, you can buy second round picks, and the price you would pay to buy the second round pick and pay his salary at the 40 range to draft Bronny. Do you understand how much money that would bring in? And even if you have the chance of LeBron James, would you spend $4 million as an owner to have the chance at getting LeBron James? I think it's the biggest no-brainer of all time. Would he actually play? Would he do anything? No. Is he going to be good in the league? Probably not. Could he be like a corner shooting 3 guys? Yes. If you look at the guys the Pistons had on the roster, is he better than a Tosan of Arian, whatever the hell the guy's name was from Princeton? Yes. Chime Metu? Yes. I mean, probably not Malachi Flynn, but look, if there's a team you actually get some run on in Detroit, I know the Rich Paul and the rest of those guys, they're all so in their own head about how good Bronny is going to be, and he's going to work. He's canceling workouts to other teams. Dude, if he went to a team like Charlotte or a team like Detroit or a team like Washington, he'd actually play and maybe even get some run and be good. Okay, if he goes like the Lakers, it's going to be brutal and so obviously nepotism is crazy. But the combination of LeBron and a few other people, listen, it's going to be if we get LeBron with JJ Redick and Bronny James in LA, it'd be crazy. But again, that's a whole different separate video. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it's just the Pistons. I think it's worth it. If you got LeBron in here and Brandon Ingram, you could be cooking immediately with Cade. But yeah, I guess it's all eyes on waiting to see who is going to be the general manager of the Pistons. And then I guess because we get a little bit closer to the draft, I'll start doing more picks, previews, predictions, and stuff like that, because I don't even think the draft's that far out here. At Tankathon, yeah, 24 days till the draft. So yeah, that's less than a month. So I'll start doing some coverage on that soon, and yeah, we'll get some more college football stuff going out as well. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and go Pistons, baby. Peace.
Right here. Detroit, I'm all the way in. Detroit Pistons, I'm all the way in. Let's do it. Hell if I made this beat, baby.